What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce. Get this, Joe Joyce names fighters who would have beaten Anthony Joshua. And this is what he said. This is what he had to say. He said Joyce predicted that the heavyweight rival Joshua might lose to Ngannou, which he got rather wrong. And now speaking on the OLBG, he says has named a man who he thinks would have beat his fellow Brit. He said both in their prime, I think David Haye beats Anthony Joshua. I haven't sparred Haye, but in his prime, he would have done Joshua. He had the explosive power and the head movement. He was unpredictable. Haye did struggle against Klitschko, but his haymaker was heavy duty. His style at the time would have beat AJ. He was very fast and hard to hit. I think Haye, uninjured in his prime, wins. And then he said the greatest would have come out against AJ as well. He said Muhammad Ali beats Anthony Joshua all day. He would have talked AJ and then proceeded to jab his off. He was a bit smaller than AJ, but it would have been a lot like Ali Foreman. Ali would have probably just rope-a-doped AJ and knocked him out. Those are the words of Joe Joyce, and let me counterpunch. Well, I find it real funny that Joe Joyce, mentioned a prediction that he got wrong against Anthony Joshua and picked two more people that he thought that would beat him. Now, needless to say, though, I do feel that David Haye would be a problem for Anthony Joshua, just like I think that that Andre Ward would have been. Those guys are small, and we all know that AJ struggles with smaller fighters. That's why I think he had a better chance against Ngannou, because Ngannou wasn't a smaller fighter. Ngannou was his size. He was looking him eye to eye. He was doing those type of things, the parallel for Joshua to hit his opponents, they can't be under like 6'3", or like under that 6'3" and under is problematic for him. Because now he has to punch down. The dynamics are different. The angles are different. A shorter fighter looks like he can't hit you until he reaches up and touches your ass. And David Haye has that capability. He had the athleticism. He had the build. He had the agility. Okay, and he wasn't a big dude. You know what I mean? But he did have a punch. The haymaker. That's the reason why they called it the haymaker, because the haymaker made hay. Right? But yeah, I think that would have been a problem for him. But I do think of the Klitschko fight as more of a good comparison, because at times Anthony Joshua, does a pretty good Vladimir Klitschko impression, or should I say, emulation. So I do think that, Joshua probably would keep David Haye at bay, but the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, no, he would have beat Anthony Joshua simply because the speed and everything alone. He would have swole him up just like Alexander Usyk did, which was the same height and the same weight, different stance, same date. Bars. Okay, and I think that would have happened. He wouldn't have been able to deal with Ali's constant movement, just like Alexander Usyk's movement gave him fits. So, no, I don't think he beats Ali, but he has a chance to beat David Haye. But I think, both of these guys, ironically from Joe Joyce that he mentioned that would beat Anthony Joshua, might have beat Anthony Joshua. But you guys tell me what you think about Joe Joyce naming the two guys that he felt, not himself, that could beat Anthony Joshua in their primes. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!